The Federal Executive Council meeting has ended with it lasted for more than 10 hours, and that's the longest meeting of the council in recent times. The meeting, which was presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, started at 11 a.m. and ended at about 9:30 p.m. They, however, had two breaks, the first at 6:45 p.m. to enable the president break his Ramadan fast, while the second was observed at 7:15 p.m. At the end of the meeting, the Ministers of Information, Finance, Water Resources, FCT and Petroleum told journalists that the federal government has approved contracts for several infrastructure projects, while the government has formally launched a campaign to end open defecation. I will be telling us the latest from the UEFA Champions League on Sports News.
Yes, indeed, Melinda. Well, Brazilian international Lucas Moura scored a dramatic 96th-minute winner to cap an astonishing Tottenham Hotspur fight back against Ajax at Amsterdam and set up an All-English Champions League final against Merseyside giants Liverpool FC. Now, trailing 1-0 from the first leg, Spurs made the worst possible start in Amsterdam after conceding 2 goals in the first half. Mauricio Pochettino's men then stepped up their game in the second half, putting 3 goals past Ajax and qualifying on the away goals. Lucas Moura, of course, getting on the act for all 3. It will be the second All-English Champions League final after Man United beat Chelsea on penalties in Moscow in 2008. Well, speaking about Chelsea, well, the Blues will take their appeal against the 2-window transfer ban to the Court of Arbitration for Sport after it was rejected by FIFA. Now, the World Football Governing Body earlier today upheld the ban they handed Chelsea in February after an investigation into the club's signing of foreign under-18 players. However, the club maintained its innocence and stated they will exercise the option to go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport to see if the ruling can be overturned or frozen. The Nigeria Football Federation has denied that the federal government has filed charges against its leadership following corruption allegations by the Special Presidential Investigative Panel. In a statement released today by the NFF, the Federation says there is a pending suit before a federal high court in Abuja challenging the competence of the investigative panel to investigate or prosecute the NFF or its leadership. It says the suit has been adjourned to May the 13th for definite hearing. The Nigeria Basketball Federation has congratulated Kingsley Ojaburu over his recent nomination by the Federation of International Basketball ahead of the 2019 Men's World Cup in China and the Under-19 World Cup in Greece. In a statement, the NBBF explained that the opportunity, says it's an opportunity which is perfect for Ojaburu to make a case for Nigerian referees by being a good ambassador. Ojaburu began his refereeing career in 1994 and became a FIBA certified referee in Abidjan in 2005. The Nigeria Wrestling Federation has announced that 3rd Governor Dixon National Classics will be staged at the Samson Siasia Sports Stadium in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State from June the 15th to the 30th. According to the NWF, the tournament will be used to select athletes that will represent Nigeria at the All Africa Games in Morocco in August and the 2019 World Wrestling Championships in Kazakhstan in September. No fewer than 500 athletes and officials from different states and wrestling clubs around the country are expected in Yenagoa for the Classics. And Rafa Nadal has come through against Canadian Felix Auger 6-3, 6-3 to start his journey for a 6th Madrid Open title. Nadal relied on his defense for much of the second round encounter, absorbing Auger's aggressive tactics in the opener. The Spaniard gained confidence in the second set before advancing in straight sets. Next up for Nadal will be the American Francis Pt.4. And that's a wrap on Sports News. The news at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal today began hearing of the petitions filed by the PDP and 3 other parties against the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari in the February presidential poll. Also today, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos dismissed a $55 million debt recovery suit filed by the federal government against Ajib Oil Company for lack of proof. The federal government has, however, filed a notice of appeal. And South Africans went to the polls to choose new leaders amidst complaints of lack of progress 25 years after the restoration of democracy in 1994. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the team, it's good night.